Oh, man, I had 2 steals. That's ridiculous. Whatever.
Fire away.
Questions?
All right, I'll start it off. So, Klay, earlier on the podcast, you gave credit on Keegan about his ability to shoot the ball. Coming into his year 2 playing against him tonight, what's your assessment just like his growth and like his ability?
I mean, I think he'll be with the Kings for a long time. I mean, how old is he, 22? So, yeah, you got, star potential between, him, Sabonis, and Fox. That's a nice big 3. And Keegan he's one you can't just leave open. He's a great shooter. And the next step for him will just being a complete scorer. And I know that's down the road for him, but to be what he's doing at his age is incredible. So good for him and good for Sacramento in discovering him.
Klay, how would you assess where the bench is this year compared to where it was last year?
I don't like comparing years, man, because it's so different in this league. It's hard to have continuity between each season. But with the guys who have come back, they've taken incredible leaps in their games, whether it be Jonathan or Moses. And to have experienced vets like Dario and Gary, Corey, and we just have a very deep team, and everyone's going to have to play a huge role this year because it's such a long season, and everyone's number will be called upon.
What are you seeing with Moses that is a little bit different this year?
I'm just seeing Mo just being active, getting no boards. Mo's just a gamer. He's not afraid of the moment. He's a great shooter. He's a great athlete, and he just does the little things to help you win, whether it's keeping the play alive, getting a big rebound, hitting an open shot. And to be 21 years old and doing all this, sky's the limit for Mo.
How big is that sequence where I think it was a Moody 3, he got a steal, and then Chris kicked it to you for that wing 3? How big is that sequence?
It was great. I made a 3. So hooray for me, and thank you, Mo and Chris.
Let's go to Ann, and I got to get CP here. Go ahead, Ann.
Klay, how does it feel coming back in this building after the playoff series? Does it feel different? Does it feel more like there's a rivalry here?
Definitely, and it feels like they've arrived. For a lot of my career, they were in a rebuilding phase, but now they have an identity, and we respect them, and they're a very good team, and they have a ton of talented players. So a team you can't sleep on, obviously, and definitely a divisional rival, just up the Northern California proximity and being in the same division.
Klay, normally you guys lured a boom in the third quarter, but you picked it up a little early in the second quarter. Could you talk about that? The team at 36.
Just got a good flow, and the shots were going in. We get stops, and we're in transition. That's where we're at our best. That's no problem.
Just his basketball IQ, especially for being a rookie. You can tell that he had college experience to be able to get thrown out there and fire the game, be able to compete with a guy like Sabonis and be able to make plays and hold your own and actually spark a run is big time. But that's what we expect. We know we can play at a high level, and we got a bright future.
As a fellow front court guy, you guys obviously practice a lot together.
Yeah.
You talk about the experience. How does that come out on the practice court?
Just his poise on the court. He doesn't really get rattled. He's really physical. He's a lot stronger than most rookies are when they come into the league. Him being the Big Ten, the ins and outs, boxing out, all the small things you think, when I get a rookie in practice, I usually can push him around or look out my little tricks that I do to get off his rebounds, but he knows how to hold his own and play physical.
Should we be expecting more Milwaukee winning this year?
Probably not. You got Chris Paul to do all the dribbling and stuff now, so but if it's under 6 seconds, then you might see it again.
What do you think been kind of the difference in Moody and Kuminga this year?
I think they're just playing with much more confidence. They have, I think their basketball IQ is a little higher this year than it was last year. They kind of know where to be at on both ends of the court. They know what's a good shot for them. We've seen flashes of it all last year, but I think they've been more consistent with everything they're doing, and they're just playing with a lot more force. And when they're playing well, we're pretty tough to beat.
With a guy like Moody, you say confidence. Like, what does that look like to you?
Just him not passing up shots, taking the open ones, him crashing the glass. Sometimes last year, you get thrown out there in the middle of the game, you don't know what's a good shot, but he's shooting everyone with confidence. I think when he shoots to everybody on the bench believes that it's going in. I think Steve has another level of faith in them guys after them going through some wars last year. So I think his confidence is showing.
Can you talk about the physicality of just like, going through the wars, crashing glass, against Sabonis, and even defending them off the pick and roll?
Sabonis is one of the most physical guys in the league. He plays with a lot of force. He's pretty strong. He uses a lot of his moves. He uses a lot of brute force, and you just got to be able to match that physicality. I try to make him work. Him and De'Aaron are tough to guard in the pick and roll because they're both can score and they're both good in the mid range. So it's always tough to handle. But then we did a decent job. They both got their numbers. They made big shots down the stretch. But when we needed to get stops, we was able to do it. It's always going to be a group effort to try to stop guys like that. You never can just depend on one or two guys. But I think for the most part, we did as good as we could.
Through these first two games, how is this team's depth shining?
I think it's probably like the first time we're in a while where we wasn't like terrible when Steph was not on the court. So having CP out there, just the jumps that Moody and JK making, and having Dario out there just gives us a level of confidence out there when the second unit's out playing, and we can change up the style of play. We don't got to run all the same actions. We can do different things. We can play through Dario. We can play through JK. We can play pick and roll with CP. So I think it just gives us a change of pace and make our offense that much tougher to stop.
This is the last one. De'Aaron, just how difficult is it to stop Steph when he gets rolling like that?
Ask anybody. It's almost impossible unless you're blocking a shot, which is hard to do. Once the shots start going in, you just try to make it tough for him, get the ball out of his hands, something. But, that's a difficult thing to do, especially once he has it rolling.
Yeah, De'Aaron, 39-27 for Golden State in that third quarter. What did you see on both ends of the ball there?
Not even just the third quarter, second quarter as well. I think we played nearly a perfect first quarter, and then we come back to that word consistency. Like, we weren't turning the ball over. We got whatever shot we wanted. Defensively, we were physical. We made every shot difficult. And then that second quarter, I feel like, is where we really shot ourselves in the foot. Obviously, we're only down 3 at halftime, but being up like 14-15 and then going into half down 3 is something that you can't let happen on this level, especially with a team like that, who once they see the ball go in, they can really get it rolling. So, obviously, no one thing is the reason that we lost today, but I feel like I'm more concerned about what we did in the second quarter than the third.
Did it end poorly in the second quarter going into halftime? Did you take that in with you?
Yeah, definitely. We knew what we did wrong. We knew what was wrong, and we started turning the ball over. I think they had 16 or 18 points off of our turnovers just at halftime alone. So. You can't allow that to happen, especially with a team like this who feeds off of turnovers and feeds off of transition baskets. I feel like that's where we shot ourselves in the foot.
Fox, the fourth quarter effort that you put together, does that come from you just realizing that that's what needs to happen in order to get the team back in the game, or is Mike asking that of you, or your teammates asking like that kind of effort?
We're down double digits, and I just felt like I needed to be more aggressive. And we've talked about it before. I need to be more aggressive throughout the game. But I don't know.
De'Aaron, what do you tell Kevin when he's struggling like that he did tonight?
You stay the course. This league, it's 82 games. We played 2. Last year, we were coming in here, and Kev's shooting 60% from 3. So, those things happen. but you want him to stay the course. He got here. He got to this level for a reason. He stayed at this level for a reason. He got his extension for a reason. Those things don't happen by accident, and you go through tough spells. You've seen the best shooters in the world go through rough spells. So we want him to continue to be him. Obviously, we're asking him defensively to chase guys and fight through screens. Obviously, that wears on you, that wears on your legs, but that's part of being a professional, and that's part of being a professional two-guard in this league. You have to do that, and then you got to go on the other end and make shots, and he knows what his job is, and he's just struggling right now. So we're fine. We want him to stay the course.
De'Aaron, just want to know y'all, had any conversations about protecting home court this season. I know it's still early and all, but that was one of the things, one of the drawbacks from last season. You had a better road record than you did home record, but have you guys been kind of like trying to pin that down and just dig into that a little bit more just to hold on to home court?
Yeah, JaVale actually talks about it. Like, we have to defend home court. That's huge, especially come playoff time, especially if you can get home court advantage. Like, you have to be able to defend home court. Obviously, it's not a bad thing to be good on the road, but we need to be better at home than we were last year. And, I feel like we have one of the better home court advantages in the league. Like, you see how loud it gets for game 2. Like, the rookies and the new guys talked about how loud it got just for preseason. So we have to be able to defend home court because, every game's a sellout. People are coming to watch us, and we need to win in front of our crowd.
De'Aaron, Steph had the big third quarter. You had the big fourth quarter. What's it like to, in the moment, to be out there, going head-to-head, dueling a guy like that?
Oh, well, it's fun and not fun. Because once, like you said, once he gets it going, it's not much you can really do about it. So for us, like I said, the first quarter, what we did, and he had a good first quarter and decent for his standards, but that's how we need to try to play for as long as we possibly can. Obviously, there's slippage at times, but that second and third quarter was the entire quarter. We can't have 24 minutes of just bad basketball, and that's what we had.
Including that preseason game, he's strung together some pretty incredible performances. Do you ever, when the game is over, do you ever just look at him and curse him out or tell him anything in his ear?
He knows who he is, and we don't talk much about basketball whenever we're together. That's just kind of not how our relationship is going. We're more so focused on a lot of things off the court. Obviously, we have a lot of respect for each other on the court, and we're going at each other on the court. But off the court, you'll honestly find this with a lot of basketball players. Like, we come in, we do this every day. Not many days off, even the summertime. Like, you got a ball most of the summer, so you're not talking about basketball most of the time, especially when you're around other basketball players.
De'Aaron, a positive for tonight was the out-rebounding the Warriors. Domas had 18 of them. More importantly, keeping the Warriors off the offensive glass, especially after what happened in the playoffs. I guess, how do you assess how the team did on that side of the ball?
We were good, but they shot... they shot 55% and 43. Like, I think what we did in Utah, I feel like is much more impressive as far as the offensive glass is concerned, because they shot below, I think, like 40-something%. They shot like 30-something% from 3. So that was more opportunities for them to get offensive rebounds, and that's a big team. So being able to keep them off the offensive glass, I think, was impressive. They had 7 offensive rebounds tonight, but shooting 55 and 44, like, that's... You're going to win the game even if you get no offensive rebounds at that point. So we have to be better as far as limiting the easy shots.
All right, thanks.